Good evening, everyone. This is Atmospheric Alex here, back with another U.S. weather forecast outlook and discussion. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the extreme cold as going to be taking a grip on the central and the eastern U.S. over the next couple of days. We could be seeing temperatures down maybe below 0 degrees in northern locations, if not even colder, and then maybe temperatures in the 20s and even into the teens going into portions of the southeast. You better bundle up out there because it is going to get frigid fast. So we're going to start off the video by taking a look at our current simulated radar across the country here, and there's really not too much to point out other than, a pretty big snow system up here. We do actually have some thunderstorms down here in Florida that are going on. We do have a warm push of air, and then even back here in Texas, we do have some thunderstorms as well. So, it's feeling nice and warm, almost like spring, but not across portions of the Midwest and the Mid-Atlantic. A big old clipper system is moving on through, bringing moderate to even a bit of heavy snow in some portions of Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. We are talking about quite a bit of lake effect snow right now coming off of Lake Michigan near Muskegon, Holland, Grand Rapids. A ton more lake effect snow. Look at coming off of Lake Superior. This is ridiculous, right? And then across a lot of other areas too. Snow, and even more snow for portions of the northern U.S. And you're probably sick and tired of it by now. Now, as we move past our analysis part of the video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our HRRR model now and see just how cold it could get for a lot of people here in your northern U.S., your central, middle U.S., even going a little further south as well. So as we kind of take this off through time here, you could see as we head into tomorrow morning, we could be talking about temperatures now to -10 to -20 degrees Fahrenheit across a ton of areas of North Dakota, maybe South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, maybe even portions of Iowa. It's going to be a freezer out there, a hard freezer, I guess you could say. And really everywhere else in between, anywhere you see in your white colors, those are all the areas that could see temperatures below 0. All these areas in here that you see in your whites could see temperatures in the negatives tomorrow morning. And that's a pretty big deal for this time of year. We're only in mid-December, and we're already talking about cold weather such as this. And as we continue through time, it doesn't really warm up much in the afternoon, and some areas are still struggling to get above 0. Wow, that's quite remarkable, isn't it? And then we're going to continue even further here, and we're actually going to head on through into a Monday morning, and I believe that's around right here. You can see temperatures are still going to be really frigid out there. I'm zooming into this particular part of the U.S. as I want to talk about a bit more. You could see temperatures below 0 across these areas here. Your higher elevations are obviously going to see colder temperatures. That's how that works. And now we're, of course, going to move even further south into Tennessee here, where we're going to take a detailed, localized look here. Starting off in East Tennessee, talk about temperatures between maybe 10 to 14 degrees on Monday morning. My goodness. In the plateau could be around 8 to 9 degrees. Middle Tennessee, such as like Nashville, 10 to 12 degrees. I don't know about you, but that doesn't usually happen until January, so I hope you're prepared for this. I hope you have something really nice and warm to wear, because it's going to be a rough one. And then out here in West Tennessee, areas like Martin, around, again, 10 to 12 degrees. That is just remarkable. Now let's take a look at our National Weather Service's temperature forecast. Again, this isn't from a model, so it is technically a forecast. And you can see we're actually going to zoom in pretty quickly here into Minnesota. Temperatures, -21 degrees. Even -22 degrees. This is outrageous for mid-December. So you all need to bundle up out there. It's really all I can say. Bundle up in multiple layers, I guess, as well, because you don't want to be messing with cold like this, that's for sure. And just to give you all a much better perspective here, again, areas in your white colors and anything less than that is going to be your areas where you could see temperatures in the negatives, below 0. So that is a very large portion of the northern U.S. And of course, as we head into, tomorrow afternoon, things don't get much better, and we're still talking about temperatures struggling to get above 0 in a lot of areas. And then as we head into Monday morning here, Portions of Illinois and Indiana are going to still be in the freezer, the hard freezer, I should say. And a lot of other areas, again, in your whites, could struggle to get above 0. This is honestly quite shocking. It really is. As we head further off to the south here, you can see where your freezing line goes. It goes really far down to the south here along your Gulf Coast regions. Look at this. I mean, we're talking about areas near Houston, Beaumont, Texas, New Orleans, Mobile, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, just the whole area here. This is your freezing line, and that is down to the Gulf and to the Atlantic. It is going to be frigid out there. I don't think I need to say anything else about that, to be honest. And if you add in a little bit of wind, it could feel even colder. These are going to be your wind chill temperatures here from your National Weather Service guidance here. And you could see here, starting off strong in North Dakota and Minnesota, temperatures, wind chills could be around -30 to -35 degrees. Even squeaking out a -40-degree reading would not shock me in these areas. As we zoom out a bit, because I want a bigger look at this here, as we take it through time, you could see any areas that are in the dark blue, that is -15 degrees or below in terms of your wind chills. We could be talking about wind chills down to -20 in portions of Illinois. Wow, that is insane. Chicago, -10 wind chills. Just a day out of January, not December, right? And then we're going to continue through here into Monday morning, where things are going to be a little more dramatic in some other areas. -10-degree wind chills here across your northern U.S. and your higher elevations of your northeast here. But then as we take a more detailed look down here in Tennessee, around East Tennessee, we're talking around 7 to 10-degree wind chills. Around Nashville, 5 to 8-degree wind chills. And West Tennessee, maybe not as bad, but still around 9 to 12-degree wind chill values. Just absolutely insane. Now, I didn't only want to talk about the temperatures in this video. We're also going to take a look at our clipper system up here through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. That's actually going to be moving on off to the northeast. You can see our lake effect snow machines are cranked on high. I'm going to have to point that out. Look at this. Absolutely remarkable amounts of snow coming out of this. And you can see here your clipper system as it moves on through into Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania. I also want to point out into some other areas here in the northeast. Look at this, New Jersey, New York City getting on in with some moderate snow, potentially going on through into our early tomorrow morning. So that is going to be something we need to watch out for, maybe even tonight as well. And you can see it continuing to move on through, maybe even heavy snow across Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Boston getting a ton of snow as well. And that really does not let up until we get into tomorrow afternoon, when things should really begin to subside. But then again, your lake effect snow moisture is actually going to be moving on through just like this. So yeah, it's going to be a bit wild out there in the Northeast. If you don't like snow, well, that's kind of unfortunate, right? And then I should point out that some ocean effect snow will be likely here around Massachusetts and Rhode Island as well. And that is going to be something to watch for. You can get under some very heavy snow bands in conditions like this going on through into tomorrow evening and even tomorrow night. Now, how much snow could you see out of this event in total? Well, for additional inches here, we're talking in some areas of Ohio, upwards of 6 to 7 inches. That is going to be a bit problematic for those areas. You can see here some of your higher elevations in West Virginia and Pennsylvania, up to a foot of snow is possible. Believe it or not, that's a lot of snow, isn't it? And then heading up into your lake effect zone here around Cleveland, around 7 to 9 inches, and heading on through over a foot of snow in some of these areas, southwest of Buffalo here and into the Erie areas as well. That is what happens when you get extremely cold air moving into still relatively warm lake waters. That is going to cause a ton of snow. Up here into Michigan, generally around 7 to 9 inches of snow, Traverse City, Gaylord, Michigan there. Some even harder hit areas, 12 to 14, even 15 inches of snow, potentially up here, additional inches. It's actually already been snowing up there, so, well, I mean, you all should be used to it by now. This is kind of a bit more of a classic winter than we've had in the past. So hopefully you all have been well prepared for this. And if you're not, well, look at Oswego here in New York. Upwards of almost 2 feet of snow is possible. In your higher elevations, almost 30 inches. Wow. If you want to see snow, well, you know exactly where you need to go. And we can't forget about you all down here in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and all your surrounding states through here. We're talking around 4 to 6 inches for Philly, areas just off to the southwest of that, and even into New Jersey. New York City, we could be talking around 3 to 4 inches of snow. And then Long Island, upwards of 5 to almost 6 inches. And then other localized spots in Massachusetts, ocean effect snow could see upwards of 6 to 7 inches in those areas. So going to be a very snowy one out there for a lot of people. You know, as we zoom out here, circle everything in, this is going to be, I guess you could say, your overall snow zone over the next few days. Yeah, take a look at this. Wow, gosh. All right, and with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I apologize if this seemed a bit dragged on. I haven't done a video in 2 weeks because I've been dealing with finals and all other things as well. I've just been kind of keeping myself busy, but I'm glad I finally have time to do this yet again, hopefully on a regular, maybe even a daily basis. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my little corner of the weather community down below, and even feel free to share this with friends and family on social media so they get the word about these really hazardous temperatures coming on through, and then all your snow chances as well, you know, going off into your mid-Atlantic, your northern U.S., and well, everywhere in between, I suppose. All right, have a wonderful night, everyone, and stay weather aware out there. I will see you all back tomorrow.